Hiya, I'm Carly from Kip McGrath Carlisle, and today's maths topic is number of days in each month. And everybody might initially be thinking, what? But people struggle to remember how many days there are in each month. And so if you get a word problem that asks about, say, February, you need to remember how many days there are in the month. So I've popped our months on there just for ease, okay? And just be careful with your spellings. But days in each month, there are two main ways that I know of to remember the number of days in the month. The first one is the little rhyme that a lot of the older generation, including me, remember. Okay, and that little rhyme is said in a few different ways, but the gist of it is 30 days has September, April, June and November. So 30 days, September, April, June, November. All the rest have 31, except for February, which has 28, 29 each leap year. Okay, and that's the gist of how we remember that one. Now, the second way, which when you first see it is a little bit complicated, but when you get your head around it is quite nice, is to use your knuckles. Okay, so if you hold up your hands like this away from you, so your little finger, you've got knuckle, then you've got a dip, knuckle, dip, and so on. So let's just draw that on here because it's going to be easier for me to show it while I'm talking about it. Okay, so that's one hand, that's your left hand, and that's your right hand. And we always say that we start on this left hand side, on the knuckle of our little finger, and that's January. So any knuckles that are up, so these ones here, January, are 31. So that means that January is 31. The little dip is February. Then you've got March on the next knuckle up, so that one there. April, May, June, July. Oh, I've just missed April in there. There we go. Okay, and then you carry on over here. So we've got August, September, October, November, December. So when you're up, it's 31. So January, March, May, July, August, October and December are your 31s. Okay, so that ties in with what we've been doing here. The only two that next to each other are 31 is June and July. So usually it's alternate, but then when we get to June and July, you've got two up knuckles at the same time. So those two are both 31 next to each other, and then it just carries on as alternates. Okay, and the only exception is that one that we've talked about, which is February. It's still on a down in your knuckle, so we know it's not 31. So what I tend to tell children is the down one is not 31, it's a different number. Most of the time it's 30, except for one exception where it's 28 or 29 in a leap year. Okay, and that is the easy way to remember days in a month. While we're on this topic, there's another couple of things that children might need to remember, and these are facts they're just going to have to learn. So, days in a week is 7. Now, days in a month is complicated, which is why we do it like this, but you've also got the idea of 4 weekly months, which might come into things, especially for wages, if they're calculating wages as part of a question, but the question should be very clear about whether it's talking about 4 weeks. Okay, so days in a week is 7. We've also got months in a year, which is year 12, and weeks in a year. Now that's one that children find difficult because they want to just do 12 times 4 and get 48. But they need to remember the fact that it's 52. Some children find it useful to remember that that's the same number as the number of cards in a deck of cards. Some children can't remember that either. So it is just a figure that you need to remember, 52 weeks in the year. Okay, and the last one is the number of days in the year. And that is 365 normally, but in a leap year, it's 366. And the extra fact that you can talk to with them about the leap year is that the idea is that actually every year isn't 365, it's 365 and a quarter days. And then over the 4 years, all of those quarters add up and they're put together in that last year to make the 366. So the way we treat it is 365 and then 365 and then 365 and then 366. But technically, in the scientific world, it's 365 and a quarter every year. Okay? And those are our months, weeks, and days. And if you've got any questions, or if anybody's got any other suggestions of ways that they were taught to remember, please pop them in the comments. Thanks.